Hello, everyone. My name is Julie Menders. I'm the Adult Programming Coordinator at Otis Library in Norwich, Connecticut, and I am here with Pam Days-Luketich. She is the Community Development Outreach Officer at Liberty Bank, and we are here with video number 3, the third installment in our video series of Your Journey to Financial Wellbeing. Today, Pam is going to be talking with you about budgeting to save. This is a great topic for everyone, and she's got a great PowerPoint to share with you today. So I'm going to hand it over to Pam.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Thank you, Julie. We're excited today to be here for our third series. And today we are going to be talking
the last
on
time that we met,
budgeting and the importance of saving. Had gone over some things of setting goals on how you can, for the future and for what you would like to achieve. And a lot of that times that requires having some savings in place. So today we're going to talk about the pros and cons of different savings options, the best way to set aside some money whenever you get new income, and ways to create a savings budget to help you achieve those goals. So the building blocks of a savings and spending plan are to, first of all, compare income and expenses, to see where your money is going. And then we're going to make some adjustments. So your income is all of the money you receive, and your expenses is how you spend that money on a daily, weekly, monthly budget. So why should we worry about saving some money? Well, first of all, we have a lot of goals we want to accomplish in our life. And if we have some money saved, it can help us reach those. For example, if one of your goals is to purchase a new car, by having some money saved up in the bank, you'll have money for your down payment. If it's to get a higher education, you'll have money saved to help towards buying your books for school, or paying towards your tuition. So, another reason we save money is to build wealth, to help us save for the future, to help us save for our retirement someday. You know, we all dream about sitting on the beach and relaxing in our older days. So, saving that money, saving it to help our children or our family members going forward. Another really important reason why we need to save is for emergencies. So many people will be doing fabulous in their day-to-day living, and one emergency happens. Their car breaks down and can't be repaired, and now they are faced with getting a new one. They have a health emergency that involves extra expenses that their insurance didn't cover, or life-changing. Different things can happen. Natural disasters we see happening all the time. And a person who's going along life really smooth, if an emergency pops up and they have no money in their savings, it can be a major setback. So, having that money for when these unexpected emergencies pop up can really relieve a lot of financial burden and stress. And sometimes things pop up that are good things. If you have some money saved and all of a sudden you're given an opportunity to go on a fabulous trip, you can use some of that savings to take advantage of that. So we want to save so we have time with, we'll be able to have, if we have time, like with less income. So if all of a sudden our hours at our work get cut back, we have some extra money in savings to help us through that time. Or if there's a time when all of a sudden we have higher expenses. I know myself, I just got my homeowner's insurance bill and it was double what it was last year. So having some extra money in savings can help me pay for that without really getting stressed out. It also, having money in savings gives you peace of mind. You can relax and not worry that if something does come up, you'll have some extra money to help pay for it. So there are lots of reasons why people like to have money in their savings, and we're going to talk some more on how you can make it a reality. So, when you're looking at your spending plan, trying to get some money to help you save, you want to look at all the money you have coming in and all of your expenses, the money going out. And then we're going to compare the two and make sure that we have more income than expenses. And then the difference is a portion of that, what we can put into our savings. So if your income equals your expenses and you have a zero balance, then you don't have any extra to save, right? If you have a little bit more income, positive outcome, that we can save. If you end up being negative, more expenses than income, we call that negative savings. That means you have to rely on credit or borrowing money to help pay for your basic needs. So the best outcome, of course, is to be in the positive, and we're going to go over some ways that you can get there. So to do that, we need to look at some things. What do you need? Things that you must have to live. What are some of those things you spend money on that are your wants? Things that you could live without. Now, a lot of times we have things we think we cannot live without, like that brand new pair of shoes, but that is something that we might not need. So we have to really put a good plan in place where we're going to look at the things that we're purchasing and decide what could we put on hold for the future? What could we live without? And then our obligations are debts we owe. So those are things that we have to pay back. So what can we do? We could maybe find some less expensive ways to meet our needs. And we talked about that in our first series, repricing our insurance, looking at our cable bill. Could we just get one streaming service? All those different things to cut back on things we need. Use less money for things we want. Maybe just have one night a week that we go out to dinner, and then negotiate lower payments for our debts. So if we have a lot of debt that we owe, we could try to find a way to maybe cut back on that. Talking to our creditors, seeing if there's a way, maybe adjusting our interest rates. They maybe could do that for us, but finding a way to try to get our payments a little bit lower. One of the things that really helps out when it comes to budgeting and savings is really tracking what you're doing. It really helps you understand that you're using your money in line with your goals and values. And I know we talked about goals and values last session, but making sure that the things we're spending our money on are in line with that. So, taking a really good look and writing things down is always very helpful. One thing we can do is really work on managing our expenses. So, making sure that we pay our bills on time so that we don't have any late fees, that we don't have interest on unpaid balances. If you have a high credit card balance, you're paying a lot of interest, which really can add up. Negative credit card reports. So if you're negative and it reports on your credit card, then your interest rates can be higher and cost you more in the future. You can lose service if you're not paying your bills on time. Your electricity could get shut off. And then there's additional costs to get that service back in place. So trying to make sure you're managing your expenses and you're paying things on time and not getting too burdened with a lot of debt. Some people like to use apps, different savings apps. I think the best one you can use is through your bank or credit union. A lot of banks have online banking where you can see everything you use your debit card for, your credit card, and you can really work on doing budgets through your online banking, which is free. You can also get different apps for your cell phone. There are many out there. A lot of them are free, so just be careful what you're purchasing, check the reviews, and make sure you're not doing anything that could be potential fraud. But there are a lot of good programs available. And then There's ways that you can typically transfer money from your checking into your savings through your online banking, which could be an easy way to save without having to think about doing it or going into a bank branch to do it. Developing healthy habits is really important. So, trying to do one small thing every day. I know I talked about a lot of different things to think about today, but if they just pick one of those small things we talked about, maybe it's transferring from your checking account $10 every week into your savings. And doing that every week consistently will help you. And once you get used to doing that for a year, maybe you tackle another project. Consider ways to make savings automatic, splitting up your direct deposit to different accounts, setting up automatic reoccurring transfers to pay for your bills so that they're paid on time every month. Companies, even a lot of times, will give you a discount if you set up an automatic payment. So I know with my cell phone plan, if I have it set up on automatic payment, I get saved $10 a month. So there could be my $10 that's going to go into my savings account, and I'm not even going to feel a loss from it. So looking into things like that, charting your progress, looking at your bank account, seeing how it's growing, can really make you feel like you're doing well, or seeing how your debt is coming down, and that can really cause for celebration. But we don't want to spend a lot of money in our celebration. We could do something that doesn't cost a lot. And you could go to the library. They have lots of resources of fun things you can do for free in our area. Share your success and struggles with like minded people. It's always helpful if you can talk to someone who's in the same situation as you or has similar goals, because then you can work on your projects, your goals together, and share your success with each other. And if you're feeling like you're, down on something, you can talk to them to help you, encourage you to keep on going forward. So let's be strategic in our next steps. So, the best thing that we can all do next is write out a plan. What are some things that we want to start on right now to help increase our savings? Set a timeline, maybe set 6 months as your first goal. So, in 6 months, review everything and see how you're coming along with your monthly plan. Discuss with a mentor. I know we talked earlier sessions about finding someone who could help you, who could just be a good set of ears and have share some knowledge with you on ways that you can continue on your journey to reaching your goals. And then set a time every week that you're just going to check in with yourself, check over your finances. Maybe Saturday morning might be the time you want to pay your bills. So set that time to go in, do all of your bill paying, do look at your savings, make sure you're putting money into the account. Make sure, look towards the future and that nothing big is coming up. And if there is, what's your plan going to be to handle it? So set that weekly check-in to kind of review everything and stay on track. So that's all we have for this session. Our next session is going to be on credit. So we look forward to seeing you for session 4.
Thank you so much, Pam. I'd like to recommend a book that we have here at Otis Library. It is called Budgeting 101, and it is by Michelle Kagan. She's a CPA, certified public accountant. Called A Crash Course in Budgeting, from getting out of debt and tracking expenses to setting financial goals and building your savings, your essential guide to budgeting. It ties in beautifully with what Pam was talking about today. So we have this book here, and we have lots of other books at Otis Library. Like Pam said, we have so many free resources, whether you're looking to get out of debt, to plan a trip, to so many different resources at Otis Library. So make sure you stop by and see us and check back for our next video. Thank you, Pam.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.